Secretary Brownlee, do you wish to defer to General Smith?
Lance Smith, yes.
Right, thank you.
Senator Warner, Senator Levin. Okay. Members of the committee, I wish to start by thanking you for the opportunity to testify before this committee concerning the mistreatment of Iraqi detainees. The more than 250,000 soldiers, sailors, airmen, and Marines who have served in the CENTCOM area of responsibility over the past year have faced numerous challenges in prosecuting the global war on terror and Operations Iraqi Freedom and Enduring Freedom. Throughout these operations, they have worked to better the lives of the people of Afghanistan and Iraq, to bring progress and stability to these countries. Their efforts, however, have been put at risk by the reprehensible actions of a few. These few have acted in a manner that is inconsistent with the proud history of the American soldier. There is no excuse for their actions, nor do I offer one. Their unprofessional and malicious conduct has caused considerable harm to our attempts to win the trust and confidence of the Iraqi people. Unfortunately, it has also facilitated the efforts of our enemy to malign our national intent and character, and gives weight to the charge of American hypocrisy. When the allegations of abuse and improper conduct of U.S. forces against legally detained Iraqis were brought to light by a soldier on 13 January 2004, our leadership in Iraq prudently informed us of what they knew and immediately initiated a criminal investigation. That investigation has resulted in preferral of charges against 6 service members, 3 of which have thus far been referred to courts-martial, and we are still investigating further allegations of criminal misconduct. At the request of the CJTF-7 commander on 24 January, U.S. CENTCOM directed the conduct of a broader administrative investigation now known as the Taguba Report, with a mandate to make a comprehensive examination of our detainee operations in Iraq in order to detect any systemic problems, and if problems were identified, to take necessary steps to rectify the situation and hold accountable all those responsible who failed in their duties. That investigation is near completion, and we have already made significant progress in implementing its recommendations, but we have more ahead of us. Information flow up and down the chain of command was timely and will continue to be. Commanders regularly brief their superiors as these investigations progress. The first public release of information on the CID investigation happened in January and was reported by the media. The interim results of the Taguba Report were briefed to me in late March as the investigation made its way through command channels en route to approval by the Command Force Land Component Commander on 6 April and formal adverse administrative action by the JTF Commander on 1 May. The investigation is ongoing. Some have asked why it took so long for the allegations to make it up the chain of command. One needs to look at this as a legal proceeding. Once the allegations were made, the investigation was initiated immediately. Evidence was gathered, people were questioned, and a number were removed from their posts. As with any prosecution, materials and evidence were kept within the investigatory chain for obvious reasons, to maintain confidentiality, to protect individual rights, and to allow the investigation to proceed without danger of exposure to those being investigated. The actions in the chain of command in Iraq in conducting the investigations connected with detainee abuse or mistreatment have been swift, circumspect, and proper. They have carefully uncovered facts, analyzed evidence, and gauged the context of the situation, all the while under the stress of ongoing combat operations and ever mindful of protecting the rights of the accused. Commanders are taking action both to ensure justice is done and to ensure that this kind of deplorable conduct is never repeated. With regards to the question whether this abuse is systemic, the investigations underway should better inform us on that. At this point, we don't know, and that's part of what we're trying to determine by conducting investigations. When we have answers, we will provide them. The Taguba Report, in fact, highlights 3 units for praise for their performance of military detention duties. That is a hopeful sign that these abuses are not widespread, and I don't believe they are. The vast majority of coalition and U.S. forces have shown great humanity and restraint in this and have acted with courage and compassion. The situation at Abu Ghraib is not representative of the conduct of U.S. and coalition forces. It is a distasteful and criminal aberration and will absolutely not be tolerated. We deeply regret that these egregious actions occurred, and we are taking the necessary steps to preclude similar incidents in the future. Thank you, Mr.
Thank
Chairman.
you, General.